Introduce myself for everybody who does not know me. I run the live calls every single morning. I'm in here from about 8:30 a.m. Eastern time till about 12 p.m. Eastern time, where I step away, get myself some food, handle some meetings, and then I'm usually back in here for the rest of the day and sometimes late into the evening. So I am a full-time trader. I manage multiple companies, partnered in other companies, and work with OBR. So everything that I do is wrapped around the stock market. I have a consulting firm that works on mentorship for comprehensive portfolio management. That's what my background is in. So I'm a longer term trader. Again, my name is Clayton. You guys probably see that on the Discord. But I'm in here every morning to help you guys with as much as I possibly can. We have multiple other analysts and others who are in here, Logan including. Logan helps me out with TA every single day because I am a calculations-based trader.
Always.
So 9 times out of 10, I care nothing about TA whatsoever. I care nothing about what's happening in the market necessarily. I have calculations that cover me for any single market condition. So I pretty much get to just sit and relax and help you guys. I have calculations developed to where I can just point and click based on what the market's providing me, purchase what I need to purchase, sit back and relax. And it's been doing extremely well for me. So, that being said, thank you guys all for joining. I greatly appreciate you guys being in here. Part of being in premium for OBR is that you get a community within this voice chat that can help you with just about anything and everything that you would be doing in the stock market. Whether you're a new trader or an experienced trader, it does not matter. We have every bit of both. So, if you guys need help with anything, please speak up. Please voice your questions. If you guys cannot talk and you guys are working or you're just listening in, please throw your questions in live VC chat mute. If you don't have access to it, just shoot me a message. Just shoot me a message. So, today we are primarily focused and waiting on the Fed's verdict on their interest rate schedule. And we know they're going to be hiking interest rates soon. We just don't know when, and we don't know how frequently, and we don't know the quantity in which they plan on increasing. So there's a lot of variables right now. We're just waiting on the Fed to come out and say, hey, we're going to keep a relatively similar schedule to the one that we provided in November. Maybe we might hike interest rates up a little sooner, which is not going to be a problem. It's going to be a very small hike, maybe 1%, or it's not going to be large. It's not going to be large. But they will be hiking interest rates incrementally. So that is what we are waiting on. And me as a long-term trader, I will play with what the market gives me. If the market decides to rip up today, I've got some long-term positions that are doing very well at current price levels that I will look to start getting out of. I will look to start removing those positions. And for the downside, if we see a strong downside, if we just start falling, I have everything in place that I need, and I hope you guys do as well. And if you do not, we can talk about that. For the downside, if we fall 5%, 10%, 20%, whatever it is, I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready. I got plenty of cash on hand. So I'm ready to allocate accordingly. And for this fall specifically, I will be allocating primarily equity. The equity of my choice is SPXL, TQQQ, the triple leverages of the big dogs, SPY, QQQ. And that's where I'm going to be focusing my equity if we really have some violent moves to the downside. If not, I will be doing a multitude of things. I will be removing some of my credit spreads in profit. I will be taking profit on some of my equity positions depending upon how far they run. And then I will be looking to cover my block equity positions with calls, my 100 block equity positions with calls, if we really start to rocket back up to previous all-time highs. If you look at what happened in November during the Fed meeting, we just went vertical. We rocketed, which is what I think might happen today, because right now volume's low, but our market is holding. Our market is holding. This is the same thing that happened in November during the last Fed meeting. Same market conditions, in my opinion. Same exact data I'm getting. So I'm erring on the side of consistency here with empirical data, and that's what I'm sitting here waiting for. So Fed meeting should be around 2 o'clock today. It's usually when they have their meetings. It'll probably be late or something's going to happen, but hopefully we can get moving and we're on time and we get everything situated and the Fed comes out with the news that we need. So we could see some extreme volatility right before everything comes out at around 2:30. That being said, just buckle down and be careful. If you are worried about the direction of the market, you are unsure, just keep your cash on hand. Keep your cash on hand.
Beautiful.
So for that specifically, if you guys keep cash on hand, you're not losing. You're not losing any money. The only money you're losing is to inflation, which is a hell of a lot better, in my opinion, than taking a 20 or 30% loss on a whim. So be conservative today. Be careful. If you guys have been buying positions like myself since the 5% pullback that we just had, you're already deep in the money with a lot of the purchases you've made. So that is why I do long-term trading and I wait till larger moves down to the downside before I buy anything, because they happen. Just gotta be patient.
Awesome.
Gotta be patient.
Clayton, just wanted to let you know we are now live streaming and have been for a couple of minutes in this beautiful speech of yours.
Beautiful. I appreciate that. So, guys, just recently, not 2 weeks ago, we had a pullback down to 450 in the S&P 500, down from 473.54. Give you guys the percentage real quick. Actually, we hit about 448, excuse me. So we'll take 448 divided by 473.5. That was a 5.4% pullback. 5.4% pullback. All right, we get a lot of 5% pullbacks, especially with the increased volatility that we're seeing recently. With the COVID variants and the Fed and the interest rates and everything, we've been seeing a lot of volatility. In September, we saw 6.1, 6.2% pullback. So, whether you're a long-term trader or not, if you look at a higher time frame, let me pull this up for you guys so you can see. I'm looking at a different screen. Sorry. If you look at a higher time frame here, we just look at the 180-day chart. Almost every single dip that we've had in the past 6 months has gotten eaten alive and pushed right back up to the upside with the S&P. That being said, there's a ton of individual securities that have not performed the same way, and in fact have performed far worse, which is why I have been focused on SPY and QQQ and their triple leverage twins. That is what I've been focusing on, because right now, with a lot of uncertainty and an extreme amount of volatility, I am focused on what is safest, in my opinion, that I can still make money on consistently, and I have been. So, from our most recent drop, we had a 5.4% pullback. And for you all that are in the options realm, that's one hell of a pullback. Okay, even for triple leverage for me with equity purchases and for my credit spreads and for my leaps. It's a lot. It's a big pullback. So, again, you start getting into the 10% pullbacks where that's a correction. That's a technical correction. That's when you really start making some money if you guys keep cash on hand. When the market pulls down and everything is at a discount, specifically the S&P 500, that is when I am going gung-ho. Because it's at 463 right now, and all of my purchases from the middle of September and our most recent pullback, all of them are doing extremely well. For everything that I haven't taken profits on, and I've taken profits on a lot because of how quickly we recovered, I'm up a lot. The only things I'm getting destroyed on are Square and PayPal. And that's because the banks are shorting the hell out of fintech right now, and it really upsets me. It really, really sucks. But there's nothing I can do about it. That's why I bought equity. I bought some credit spreads and some other things, and I got destroyed on those. But it is what it is. I manage my risk accordingly. My ETFs are far outperforming them, so I'm not necessarily worried about it, but I need to get more concentrated. In my eyes right now, there is nothing that is outperforming the S&P 500 year to date in regards to buying dips and having them recover very quickly. So,
I want to cry, yeah.
Market's about to open.
Market
Guys,
is open.
There you go. Be careful, please. Be conservative today. Do not hop in anything unless you have an absurd amount of conviction. And as of right now in the current market, it's a little difficult to have an absurd amount of conviction unless you know exactly what J Powell's going to say. And if you do know exactly what J Powell's going to say, share it with the group. Because I don't. So.
Morning, fellas.
Yeah, I used. Where the fuck you at? Tell us what he's gonna say.
Guys, just to remind you, we are on stream right now for YouTube, for our YouTube channel. So we are going over quite a bit. We've got quite a bit that we've covered so far. Now we are just waiting for the Fed meeting to provide us what we want and what we need, hopefully moving us to the upside, but going to be conservative and careful regardless.
Was that
I am already
leveraged?
Say that again?
No, continue.
I was just going to say, I'm already leveraging quite a bit. I have pretty decent sized positions in SPY, QQQ, the triple leverage position. We're getting some buy volume initially at open, so we'll see if it's sustainable or if it's just going to be chop. Chances are it'll be chop. But I'm in quite a bit as of right now. I've got re-injected AMD positions that I took in the 160s, 150s. I've got a lot of QQQ, both in equity and credit spreads, and in leaps. Got a lot of SPY as well. I added to my Tesla position. I added quite a bit of TQQ recently. So, I am well leveraged in regardless of what the market decides to do. We can go up, down, sideways. It doesn't matter right now. Just waiting for a verdict for the Fed. And the one earnings play that I want to take, so I haven't done one in a while, and it wouldn't upset me to do it. Wouldn't hurt me very much really at all. Is Adobe, and I'm waiting for if Adobe gets back down to the 605, 600 level this morning, I will be purchasing a $700 call for January 21st as an earnings play, and that's just me having some fun with it, but I have a lot of factors involved that I feel like will move the stock up further from its current point. That being said, earnings is a gamble 100%. And Adobe could absolutely tank in response to earnings. So, just be careful. Let's be careful.
Sorry, Dakota, had to mute you.
No.
Yeah, like Clayton said, guys, unless anything is screaming at you, don't rush into it, right? We have a lot of indecision right now. The verdict's coming out later. This is not the time to be rushing into trades. Please be patient.
I agree wholeheartedly.
That being said, some things are screaming at me.
Such as, my friend?
Everything that I posted in my analyst channel this morning, as of right now, is working out, except for AMD, but I think that's going to bounce. So Apple, Netflix in particular.
Not worried about
Tesla.
AMD.
What else? Come on, give me more.
Ooh. Well.
Coca-Cola's getting pumped right now.
Is it?
Ooh, KO. KO. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
That's
But it's gonna drop. So I feel like it's gonna drop.
We'll see.
Well, Coca-Cola follows my buying blue chip stocks narrative right now, and the blue chips are getting pumped because, in my opinion, because there's so much uncertainty in the market with everything that's going on. So a bunch of people are just putting their money in what they think is bulletproof. Coca-Cola's been around for a long damn time, and so has Apple, which is why Apple's gotten so much buy volume. But we're already chopping around, so we're just going to sit and be patient this morning. If you guys have any questions or anything, please throw it in the live VC chat mute.
Yeah.
I would love to hear if there's anything that Logan and I can help you with.
TA requests, questions, anything. We are here for you guys, as well as anybody on the stream. Because today's a free day, we'll extend that invite to you guys.
Absolutely. Thoughts on Mara? Well, we have... okay, well, what am I using to chart? Thinkorswim. I use Thinkorswim for all of my assets, all my companies, everything. Thinkorswim is my baby. I also use TradingView for percent down measurements, and that's about it. And then thoughts on Mara. Well, guys, Mara and Riot are the exact same thing in my opinion. We are solely waiting for Mara and Riot to get the volume that we need, and that volume will come when Bitcoin gets the volume it needs. They are solely reliant on whether or not Bitcoin is doing well or doing poorly. And they will reflect that directly. We are waiting for Bitcoin to do the thing, truly, and once it breaks through that $60,000 level, I think Riot and Mara will respond. I'm very sure that.
Sorry, AMD's bouncing.
AMD is bouncing. Is that what you said?
No, Adobe is too. Adobe's
AMD
running.
is bouncing. That's what I'm talking about. Nice. Look at that wick on the 15-minute.
Those $700 calls are now up $85. $85 now $100. Huh. Shit. Guess I should have bought my Adobe calls. Oh well. Missed out on that. PQQ just broke above open, which means QQQ broke above open. Let's see what's going on. How's AMD doing?
AMD is looking fantastic right now.
Wow, that's one hell of a bounce. No kidding. Damn. Royal. Welcome back, account value. Welcome back. All right. Good Lord, AMD. Wow. Somebody knows something that I don't. Nvidia, holy.
You talking about me?
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, well, Nvidia, take a look at this. For all you folks that are in the beautiful stream. Wow.
Don't rush your conviction, bro. Don't rush it. I think this thing might come down.
Oh no, I'm not rushing anything. I'm already in everything that I want to be in at these levels. I'm not.
Nice. I think Nvidia could come lower. I'm not sold.
I got Nvidia in the 270s the other day. Yep. So now we're really ripping. So my Nvidia positions should be soaring right now. Let's see. All right, Nvidia. Oh yeah, up quite a bit. P&L on the day is we're already up over $1,000 on Nvidia. That is beautiful. Love that. Yeah. T Dream. Absolutely. I don't know anything about that stock or that company, but I can go over LEN. Absolutely. Okay. Leonard Corp. Wow. This company's been doing very well for a long time. Very choppy, but a lot of opportunities to buy the dip. But in regards to its earnings, please be careful. If there's a lot of institutional money in this stock, then it's very high at the moment. They could really pull this stock down to create a better average cost. So I would be very careful. It is very high at the moment, and usually when stocks are this high, banks like to pull it down to get in deeper for a longer term. Fed meeting's at 2 o'clock, Dakota. So I would be very careful with the earnings play. I would if I had to choose one or the other, I'd feel like this thing was going to get pulled back down into the 90s probably, so that the institutions can hop in, start swinging around. I do not know anything about this company. Truly, I do not know anything about this company. But the long-term chart looks really good. It's very choppy, which is okay, but it looks good. Been doing well for a while. Again, I'm not sure about anything regarding this company, but okay. Nvidia's coming right back down. So is AMD. All right. Well, let's see what holds its weight today. I'm definitely not holding my breath here. What do you guys think about SEAC? Let's take a look at that. Another company I've never heard of. Sea Change. Whoa! It's a penny stock. I have never traded, nor will I ever trade penny stocks. But this literally looks like a elongated pump and dump. I wouldn't touch this with a 700-foot pole. You might like the pump and dumps. I'm not sure, but I would never touch this. This chart looks hideous to me. I'm not a fan of this whatsoever. I don't know anything about the company. I don't know what they're doing long term, but this looks extremely manipulated. Extremely manipulated. Looks like this thing's going to come right back down. It's horrifying to look at, to be honest. Is Ford a good buy? Well, I can't tell you. You can't really provide the answer to that. I can't really tell you what to buy and what to sell, but just take a look at Ford. Take a look at that chart. Do you think, and you might, but do you think buying at Ford's all-time highs would be beneficial for you? At least it's 52-week high. Do you think buying Ford right now at this high, with it being this overextended, that'd be a good idea? I understand. Any way you cut it, brother. Any way you cut it. Any way you cut it. Swinging it, buying it, selling it. It's in a very difficult spot. Ford is in a place where if you've been holding it for a long time, that's phenomenal. Might be time to take some profits. If you are just getting into Ford, Ford's not the one. At least for me, in regards to what I'm seeing. Ford is not the one. Ford is not the one for me. Not in any capacity. Jacob, I got you, beast. Apple's doing okay this morning. Just chopping around. Nvidia and AMD are chopping around.
Facebook.
How's Facebook doing?
Facebook.
Okay. All right. Well. Oh. It's taking everything I've got not to add to my SPY position. It's just difficult.
TA on AMC. Let's take a look. Any particular time frame, my friend?
Dakota.
Oh, Dakota, I'll server mute you, or I'll unmute you from the server mute.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're good, Beast. You're good. Literally, as you brought that up, Logan, I was unmuting him.
Oh, cool. Cool.
What? SPY is a fallen.
What do you think puts on Tesla? I think we're getting close to our low on Tesla, so I'm not sure if puts would be the best idea. Do you have a trade entry?
I'm really deployed as much as I need to be for these current levels, so I'm not going to be buying anything or touching anything today.
My best trade is just sitting on the hands today.
Yep. And if we rip up in response to the Fed meeting, I'm just going to start selling shit. Straight up.
You guys seeing low volume anywhere else?
Yeah, it's relatively low. Yeah.
Clayton, can you hear me?
I
Yep,
can,
we
yes,
got you.
sir.
I got a question for you. So I know you like to do covered calls. Have you heard of poor man's covered calls?
Actually, I got asked about that this morning. Yes, I have. I'm very familiar with it.
So what's your take on trying to set that in the money one?
You mean selling in the money covered call for poor man's?
So for a poor man's, basically you're doing the same thing with writing the call long term, but you're also doing, instead of buying the shares, you're doing a deep in the money call to combat it. So you don't actually have shares, you're just basically having a deep in the money call.
Right.
So it's like, how do you set, I guess, the bottom line for in the money?
It depends on how much delta you want and what you can afford. Like usually it's about a 0.7 to a 0.8 delta, but if you can't afford that, you can't afford it, right? So you can go. I usually look for open interest on the contracts as well as when I was doing them. I'm not doing them anymore. But when I was doing them, I was looking for open interest on the contracts, and I was also looking at how high of a delta that I can get and still be able to leg in further if I need to. So that's pretty much what I was looking for, and I would sell pretty far out of the money for the calls just to be very safe.
Dude, I'm being ADD as can be today. When is the Fed meeting again? I'm so sorry.
2 p.m.
Thank you.
Lord have mercy.
It's one of those days, I guess.
100%. 100%. 100%. All right. Is anybody in here in the Cyclops Monkey Club NFT? Anybody met any of those? Anybody? Anybody?
I have
What's an NFT?
a non-fungible token.
A non-fungible token. NFTs are. Let me just chalk it up from a boomer's perspective. NFTs are pictures online that somehow have an unbelievable amount of value attached to them in certain cases based on who's sponsoring them and how well they're marketed. And then you buy them, you mint them. It's basically a pre-IPO. And then when they release, you hold them for a little bit. They gain value, they gain traction, they market even more, and then kaboom. Then you make a lot of money.
What a good definition.
We're getting some salon.
On what?
Everything.
Clayton, I'm sorry, I completely ignored you. I just had the weirdest occurrence ever.
Okay. Are you good now?
Yeah, I just had it where my kindergarten teacher came to my door, and I looked back. I was in a dream. I'm like, there's no way. She was giving us lasagna because my sister goes to the school where that school shooting was happening, so she brought food over and stuff. So I was like, what the heck? I just looked. I'm like, who are you?
Well, that's very sweet.
Yeah, weirdest occurrence. All right, I'm back. So, buying the deep in the money call.
Yep.
I have one. So I was looking at TQQ for example. So out to mid-June, right? 22. A 115 call would be $5,600 in premium, and then if I go to write a call for that same expiry date for writing it for a 200 call, I'd be at a 1,400 premium.
Well, you're looking at what's the expiration? You said June 2022, June 17th.
Yep. So I wouldn't be doing that covered call on the 200 until obviously it would hit higher levels, probably around let's say it goes to crazy highs of. Well, it could go to 180, but let's just say it goes to 160. 170 even. Yeah, 170. So then you get the covered call there for the bearish side. Now your premium's a little bit higher, almost into the 50% at that point. I don't know what the premium would be at that point though.
Well, I would be very careful in order for this to work appropriately for TQQ, you have to get your long call, and you have to be doing weekly expirations, really, or bi-weekly expirations for your premium, because you need to be able to sell that long call at any time. Right? So
Okay.
you have to be very careful because the long call is not like shares. Shares, you can sell whatever the hell you want to. The long call has a time restriction. So, for your long call, you have to be very, very conservative with it. And for your covered call of the long call, i.e., the PMCC, poor man's covered call, you need to be doing weeklies, based on my experience, so that you can get your premium for the week. You go quite a bit out of the money, and you're just adding cash to your position. But it's very risky.
Yeah, and you also lose on theta at that point too. So like with shares, you don't lose on theta because it's not a contract.
With shares, you don't lose on anything except for share price, really. So
Okay. So what would you suggest? So like for TQQ, obviously it's a bad idea because it's triple leveraged. So the call premiums on those are kind of like they become more null compared to just SPY or regular TQQ, or I mean regular QQQ. So what would be like a good thing to do this on?
well,
What ticker? Actually, Meta might be no. Meta, you could do it on your own. Meta could actually cover that eventually.
TQQ, the best thing that I found for TQQ is running covered calls with 100 increments of shares and buying those 100 increments in major dips.
Right, yeah. I'm trying to get a smaller amount of capital. I don't have 15K.
Well, what would help build capital is when SPY falls, is getting out of the money leaps for SPY.
On anything that's holding it low could be a decent idea. It will not break through in either direction.
And if you want to, if you get a good dip, you could put some more capital into an in the money leap, which would be far more expensive, by the way, way more expensive, but it would net you a lot because the delta would be way higher.
Okay, so and you're saying do that on SPY or QQQ, right? Not the triple leveraged ones.
I would do that specifically on SPY.
Okay.
And the way that you can make it cheaper is you can turn your leap into a debit spread.
Okay.
So if you, for example, let's set up a play right now. So if I go to SPY and I go to December of 2022, and let's say I want to buy the 0.7 delta, the 410 call for December 16th, 2022. It's a $7,000 call. So I go in, I click, I buy that 410 call, and then let's say my price target for this is let's say my price target is 500. That's when I want to stop making money. I would then come in and I would sell the 500 call, creating a call debit spread, and right there it knocks off $2,000 in premium.
Gotcha.
So my max profit here would be.
So you said buying the 410 one?
Buying the 410 and then selling the 500 if that's your price target, whatever your price target may be. The max profit for that trade would be it's a rough trade. Like there's more max loss than there is more max profit. But if you are trying to make it, make it cheaper, then debit spreads are a great way to go.
Okay, yeah, especially I think I'll probably wait to do a debit spread in the event that, obviously this Fed meeting doesn't go well and it drops further. Because I'm legging into like some of the ETFs, and then like I'll make a riskier debit spread play like when it either hits low or if it goes up, then cool, I'll keep legging in.
Hey,
Well,
Clayton,
Yes,
real
sir.
quick. I said I wasn't going to trade today, but Meta's coming back down to that level that I was eyeing. I missed my last leg in at around 1450 range.
Ooh, okay.
It's at 1480. Do you think if we go down to 1450 because of Fed meeting or anything, that's a smart leap in, right? That's right on that.
Double bottom is at 1467, Chief.
Yeah.
So,
I know, that's what I'm kind of scared of.
if you have a plan that you had in place to leg in at that point, that might not be a bad place to leg in. But if we break that double bottom, our next floor is quite a ways away, Chief. It's actually it's really not that bad. It's another
Like,
50.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like almost like half a dollar, 50, 60 cents. What I'm seeing.
This if you're getting in expectation that we probably get good news from the Fed, this probably wouldn't be a bad place, and Meta's not a bad thing to get into.
Yeah.
I don't see any issues.
And then is Logan still in here?
Logan.
Probably with Thor.
He's probably playing around with his cat.
Sorry.
Yeah, Thor.
No. Sorry. I was on the phone with Austin. What's up?
Oh, you're good. Hey, Logan, did you see what Coinbase tweeted last night about Nano?
Yes.
What in the world is that as a company, as an exchange program? What in the world is that?
Maybe we're not referring to the same thing. Can you elaborate further?
Coinbase went on to describe how to buy Nano, but won't just throw it on their exchange.
Yeah, I did see that. It's so silly.
Ridiculous. All right.
Part of me really wants to get some SPY calls here.
So Austin's about to post a play based on option flow for DT is the ticker, and I think that this looks fantastic for a long-term swing. Like really, really good. I'm going to share my chart in live chat VC mute.
DT. What the
DT.
hell? Oh, BT.
Nope, DT.
DT. Okay. D
as in Danny. T as in trading.
No. Okay.
Yeah, Dynatrace is a good long-term play. I'm up already 15% overnight.
Nice.
Dynatrace. What the hell is this?
Yay! Drive it to the roof.
Logan, there was like no volume except for the those out of the money or those sweeps that you sent that you and Austin are talking about.
Yep, that usually means somebody knows something.
Yeah. I checked it yesterday when you sent me that weird flow. I was like, I'm gonna go look at it. There was like nothing around like a relative, like the rest of the 5 strikes up or down. You could just tell which one was which.
I really want to get some fucking SPY calls.
Leaps.
Just wait for the Fed meeting.
Clayton, you would not be entering in SPY calls based off of your math here. Just letting you know.
Oh, my good sir. Clayton was the developer of said math. Trust me. That's why I'm not doing anything.
Just take it to your rules.
Yep. Thank you, my fine financial accountability partner.
What did this Coinbase tweet say about Nano?
They have it on their website where to buy Nano, but they don't have it. Like, you can't buy it from them, so it was just silly.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of ridiculous.
It just doesn't make a lot
I
of
just
sense.
wanted to see them actually mention. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I like that DT trade.
Now just give us accessibility now, please.
Where to buy it, but not here.
I was kind of hoping to scoop some of that up before it hit Coinbase anyways.
Well, we have never seen better prices to do so.
I'm just I'm kind of new when it comes to buying crypto, so I don't want to buy it on an exchange that's banned in my area or something stupid like that, you know?
Which state do you live in?
Narnia.
Oh, I think it's pretty hard to buy. I think it's pretty hard to buy it in Narnia.
Yeah.
To my knowledge.
Wait, is Crypto.com not allowed in Narnia?
I think it is.
Yeah. I think you can get it on Crypto.com. I don't know if you can do Binance, though. One of the
Binance is definitely banned.
Yeah, I think Crypto.com for Canada. I think that's what my family uses.
I would try Crypto.com. I would try Uphold.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up the YouTube stream here because we just reached 10 o'clock. Thank you for everybody that joined. I think it was a value-packed stream, if I must say so myself.
No, I agree wholeheartedly.